You know who else is directing these days?
Who else?
Demi Lovato.
I don't think that's how you say her name, but it's all right though. Her fans will take care of you.
Demi Lovato.
Yep. So
I'm
we saw the trailer. There's
yeah,
a movie. There's a I guess film. It
it's a
don't look like a show.
show.
Is it a show?
It's like a docu series. It's like
Oh,
a documentary. I'm never sure how to classify them anymore because, like, I guess if it's more than one episode, it's a docu series. I don't feel like two episodes makes anything a series, but sure, whatever. Um, but yeah, it looks like more of a show. It's like I don't think it's considered a film.
I'll get answers.
Thank you.
Anyway, it's called Child Star,
It's called Child
and
Star. It's
she's
highlight.
sitting with all the.
Is highlighting the lives of some child stars some people who were child stars, people we know very well, Drew Barrymore, um, Rose, what's her name? Rose McGowan, Keenan
Drew
Thompson,
Barrymore. Oh, go ahead.
Keenan Thompson,
Mhm.
Raven Simone.
Allison Stoner,
Mhm.
JoJo Siwa.
Jojo Siwa. Yep. Almost forgot about JoJo and her bows.
So it looks like it's a doc, not a show.
Okay.
According to IMDb, it's one singular video.
Okay. I mean,
So
to me, that's a documentary. Yeah.
yeah,
Even
I'm
if
just
that was
wondering.
two parts, I feel like it's a documentary. It doesn't. It's not a. Anyway, sorry.
It's
Detail.
fine. Also, apparently the trailer has dropped for The Apprentice.
Excuse me.
Yep.
The Apprentice, the movie.
Yes, a movie about that guy. An ad came up right on IMDb.
I didn't know that this was in the works. I don't want to see a movie about him now. I want to see a movie about him after. Never mind. Um,
Well, guess who's playing? Oh, your our boy is in it.
Daniel.
Jeremy Strong.
Oh, I feel like I know about this movie. Why do I feel like I saw this trailer?
And what's his name? Bucky is playing
Um,
that guy.
I saw this trailer.
I didn't. Anyway, let's get back to.
I saw that trailer. Yeah, we could. That was a real time reaction, everyone.
Right. Sorry, IMDb in the ad.
I'm sure
Sorry.
in editing you missed my face, but I'm
I'll
sure
catch
you'll
you later.
catch it. Yes, that's probably gonna be. I'm probably gonna end up with that face on the cover of our episode. I'm sure.
Anywho,
Yeah.
so Child Star is coming out September 17th, I believe it said, very soon. And so there is a trailer out. We saw the trailer. Um, we named a bunch of the child stars that are in it. It's
Yeah.
basically Demi Lovato sitting with everyone and discussing, what was it like for them to be a child star and, their experience. And then it looks like there's some group stuff happening as well, just to discuss what they feel should happen as far as safeguards
Yeah.
that need to be put in place for child stars of today.
Yeah. Um, I always feel like people who started out as child stars are really interesting people. Um,
Hmm.
they lead very interesting lives. Some of them lead very troubled lives too. Um, and I think Demi Lovato kind of alludes to that. I don't know how deep she gets into it, but in the trailer, at least, she's like, um, everything had to happen to lead up to this point for me to get to where I am now. But she was like, it came at a price. Um,
Right.
and I think that happens often with child stars, especially like years ago. I feel like, you mentioned safeguards. There really weren't any. It was like the wild, wild west. I mean, we even saw with the Nickelodeon doc that came out
Right.
recently. Um,
The
things were,
dark
it
side of
was
Nickelodeon,
right. It
or
was just
whatever it
like
was called.
it was just anything goes. It seems, even though these were children, no one really had created any at the time. There was really nothing going on um, that really represented children specifically. It seems so. I feel like that's led to a lot of people living these really strange and weird adult phases.
Fine. Oh, oh,
So I'm always curious about like whatever happened to this person or this person's trajectory. Like I would love to know like what the journey was like. I feel like especially Keenan, um, coming off of us finding out so much about Nickelodeon and Keenan and Kel kind of distancing themselves from that
that doc.
conversation.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what Keenan has to say. All of these people are very successful and still have active careers. So I'm also curious to see how deep they will go. Um, because people. I don't say this. I don't mean this in a shady way, but people do protect their political connections. So
Of course.
it's and if you're still in the industry, it totally makes sense. I'm not going to come on here and shit on my job and then expect to have a job tomorrow. Like i think
Correct.
that's i think that's it's totally understandable. But I hope they go deep enough that we actually find out some really interesting things about them and their lives and their experiences.
Yeah, I think this is a cool concept. I'm very curious about the execution of it. I think it helps when it's one of your peers, right? And
Mhm.
so you're gonna get the hip hop interviews from whoever, but when you have a hip hop person sitting with another hip hop person, it becomes a different conversation. Nobody even put a thumb up. Nobody even put a thumb up. iPhone. Nobody.
I can't just hold
Anyway,
this and
telling you, Android. Anyway, um,
it would take like 6 months just to learn how to use my phone.
it wouldn't. Y'all are dramatic. Anyway, let's
Y'all.
just back to because anyway, another time. So I think you get a different kind of conversation when you have a child star sitting with the child stars as opposed to a journalist or just a regular person from TV.
Yeah.
I think it becomes a little different. It's a little more comforting. It's a little more relatable, and just
Mhm.
the questions that they're gonna ask things because they've been in your shoes in a
Right.
sense, right? And
Yeah.
so, you know, Gail King is cool, and I'm not saying she shouldn't interview certain people,
Now
but she's
how
just
Gil
not
get
gonna
in it?
ask because I'm talking about interviewing hip hop people, and she's been doing a lot of that lately. No,
I know, I'm kidding.
oh no, this wasn't a shot at Gail. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think Gail is doing anything wrong. I think Gail be killing shit when it's not a fluff piece, but um, I think you get different questions from someone who is from the same
Yeah.
arena, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious to see how that goes. I like the idea of this. The trailer looked good. She seemed to be sitting with an interesting group of people. And so yeah, I'm down to watch it and see how it comes out. Whether it's, one film or two pieces, however they slice it.
And Demi's directing, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know her in that capacity, so I think it'll
Mhm.
be interesting to see how she put this together.
Right.
Um, yeah, I'm 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 intrigued. I saw that. I said, "Oh, I want to know." She starts
Right.
asking them about when they were introduced to drugs and all kinds of things like that. I was like, "Oh, maybe this will get deep."
Right. Yeah, it looked like they're getting to it.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. Um, Definitely.